Hello everybody, my name is Tallara and I'd like to welcome you to my first ever blind playthrough of Xenoblade Chronicles X. As you can see, this is the definitive edition of the game that launched for the Nintendo Switch on March 20th, 2025. I am so excited to finally get the opportunity to play Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm sure you know it has been one of the most requested titles to get ported to the Nintendo Switch, after the Wii U game was such a hit, but unfortunately, a lot of us didn't have Wii U's, myself included, so I never got to play Xenoblade Chronicles X. I have played all of the numbered Xenoblade Chronicles games, 1, 2, and 3. In fact, we just finished a full playthrough of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 Definitive Edition here on the channel, if you want to look for some more Xenoblade Chronicles content. But all of that is to say, I've been waiting a very long time to experience this game. From what I've heard, it is fantastic, and I'm ready to experience it for myself. If you're new to the Xenoblade Chronicles franchise, this is a perfect place to start. Xenoblade Chronicles, while Xenoblade in name, is not directly related to any of the numbered titles, so you don't need to have played Xenoblade 1, 2, or 3 to understand the events of Xenoblade Chronicles X, as this is a fully standalone title. With the Definitive Edition comes some new content, apparently new storylines, characters, and enemies exclusive to the Definitive Edition are present in this game, and I'm very excited to discover this brand new world with you. So without further ado, how about we hit that new game and get right into it?
July 2054 AD. The Earth was caught in a great battle between unknown alien forces. Their weapons were terrifying and powerful beyond human reckoning. Our planet was overwhelmed, its surface reduced to ash and rubble in the blink of an eye. The coalition government knew the war was coming. In response, they prepared the Earth-Life Colonization Project, Project Exodus. Interstellar arcs were launched all across the planet, from every major city on Earth. Bravely, we leapt from our cradle, our home for the last 4.5 billion years. But most of the arcs never even made it out of the atmosphere. Only a small handful managed to escape. Among them was our ship, the White Whale. After leaving Earth behind, we spent 2 years wandering in space, searching. We thought of ourselves as the lucky ones, the pioneers who would settle a new world. But our past caught up with us, literally. The alien blitz was unrelenting. If not for the efforts of a lone hero, we would never have survived. Our ship took heavy damage. We lost control. With our flight systems down, the white whale was pulled into the gravitational field of a nearby planet, its hull shattering and breaking to pieces as we plummeted toward the surface. Since then, 2 months have passed.
Well, if you like a dramatic intro, I present to you the intro of Xenoblade Chronicles X. Wow, what a dramatic intro. Why did those 2 alien races decide to make Earth their battlefield? That's my first question I have. That is very rude. So clearly Earth has been destroyed and abandoned, and we are now setting out on a journey to find a new home for humanity. That's a pretty tall order. As you can see right from the jump, this game leans more heavily into science fiction tropes than the other Xenoblade titles, which are more fantasy-based, I would say. We're gone full sci-fi here. We got aliens, we've got intergalactic space travel, laser weapons, and now, character creation. As a huge fan of RPGs, I'll be the first to admit that one of my all-time favorite parts of gaming, in RPGs specifically, is character creation. I have been known to get lost in the character creation menus for hours at a time, so to make sure that you guys don't have to sit with me through an endless design of my character, I'll just snap my fingers and we'll come out on the other side with our character all ready to go. Alright, here we are. This is my character. I'll give credit where credit is due. Xenoblade Chronicles X has a fairly robust character creator. You can see on the left all the selections that I made. There's a tons of different variety, and most importantly, the futuristic vibes of Xenoblade Chronicles means that humanity isn't as cut and dry as it is as we know it here on Earth. You could make your skin color blue, green, purple, you could have a whole bunch of different pupils and body markings. Clearly humanity is a bit more futuristic and sophisticated than we're used to it. But there you have it, character created. Let's finish up and begin the game with this avatar.
Attention, external access confirmed. Disengaging stasis in 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing hatch. Please stand clear.
Hey there. Looks like you're all in one piece. Careful. Just take it nice and slow, okay? Your senses will need time to reactivate. Your pod is the only one around that landed intact. Good thing I found you. My name's Elma. You want to tell me yours? You don't even remember your own name? It must be the stasis hangover. That's not good. Just try and focus, all right?
Alright, so this is the time when we name our character. You're probably going to be really surprised about what I'm going to name mine, but surprise, surprise, I'm going to name her Tallara. Seems like we've been in stasis since we escaped from Earth 2 months ago, so I can only imagine waking up from a 2-month-long nap is pretty disorienting.
Good, there we go. What else you remember? It'll come. In the meantime, I'll get you up to speed here as best I can. How are your limbs? Can you move?
Oh, interesting. So in this game, you actually get dialogue choices. I'm personally a huge fan of dialogue choices in games. I guess the real question is how impactful the choices are, but even the illusion of choice can be fun sometimes, especially when we're not used to having it in Xenoblade games. So here, we either show our body is working fine by nodding or shaking our head to show that we're disoriented. I'm pretty disoriented right now, I'm not gonna lie, and it doesn't help that it's the middle of the night and it's pouring rain.
We'll take it easy while you shake the stasis out of your system. One step at a time, all right? First things first, you'll be needing a weapon. There you go. All right, let's get going.
Not sure the first thing you should do is hand a disoriented person a machine gun or some sort of rifle, but anywho. I guess I don't make the rules around here. Welcome to the Prologue, Awakening. Seems very aptly named for what's happening. Elma's advice: if you're ever stumped about where to go next, be sure to check any nearby places marked with an exclamation mark. Doing so should reveal the way forward, though an occasional excursion off the beaten path never hurts. You know what they say about all work and no play, after all. Holy moly, it is really coming down here. Welcome to Primordia. Landmark discovered, Starfall Basin. I guess my little stasis pod flew off the ship, and luckily for us, Elma came by to rescue us. Who knows how long we would have been in stasis otherwise. I can't get over how hard it is raining. It is an absolute downpour. So looks like up in the right-hand side we've got the mini-map. We press plus, and that brings up our menu. Our party right now is me, level 1, Elma, level 5. What do we have in terms of intel? And here's our inventory. Oh, okay. We can go through a bunch of different items and equipment. I mean, presumably we don't have anything right now. We also have an affinity chart, which if you've played Xenoblade Chronicles before, should be a familiar thing. Elma, she's a human, female. Her occupation is Blade. She's 29. A reclaimer and former colonel in the Coalition Heavy Armor Training Unit, known as the Skeleton Crew. Interesting. Alright. I guess we don't know how old I am, do we? Wait, can I click on my face? No. All we know is my race and my gender, and we don't know much else about me. Looks like this game has an achievement system, which is nice. Prologue in progress. We've completed part 1 of the prologue. Alright, well, without further ado, I suppose we'll just keep walking forward to the indicated area.
Most of the white whale's life pods didn't survive the crash, like this one. You're one of the lucky few. Right. You don't even remember the white whale, do you? You know, the L002? The ship we escaped Earth on? You remember Earth, right? Planet Earth. Your homeworld. Or rather, it used to be anyway. Unfortunately, It was caught in a battle between two alien forces. And destroyed.
Oh, wow. It
Ring any
was
bells?
straight up obliterated. There is no Earth for us to return to.
Don't feel bad. It's one memory I'd like to forget. I know. It's been following me for a while now.
Then why aren't you more worried about it?
I didn't want to alarm you, but we're going to need to defend ourselves.
Fantastic.
You up to the task?
I guess I have no choice. Because I certainly don't want to become this disgusting bug thing's lunch. Welcome to this new planet of ours. It's inhabited by giant bugs. Hooray! Let's learn about combat. Initiate combat by targeting an enemy and then drawing your weapon. Now, what do you say we give it a whirl, huh? I'm here to back you up, so feel free to experiment. After you've drawn your weapon with A, you'll automatically attack your opponent with a certain frequency, but only as long as you keep the enemy within your weapon's attack range. Arts are special abilities your weapons give you access to. Select them with the D-pad, then press A to use one. You can set a maximum of 8 to your arts palette. After you use an art, it will be put on cooldown, taking time until you can use it again. Whoa! Cool music just kicked in. Alright. Draw weapon, let's go. I failed the quick time event. Now, this combat right away seems sort of familiar for what I'm used to in Xenoblade games, but at the same time, pretty different. So first of all, we've got a ranged weapon. We've got a couple of different arts, including Flame Grenade. It looks like you can actively move while attacking. And down goes the bug. Alright, pretty easy all things considered.
You're not half bad. There's plenty of work back in the city for someone who knows how to handle a weapon, you know.
I mean, yeah, sure, sounds good.
Then you're interested. In that case, I might have just the job for you. But anyway, we can talk more details later. For now, let's keep moving.
Okay, so it looks like here, this must be like the treasure... Oh, the battle spoils screen, yes. So this is what we get after defeating an enemy. This was dropped by Origin Blotta, which is the name of that disgusting bug we just fought. And inside is an advanced storm assault rifle. Nice. We'll take that. Soul voice prompts are instructions, suggestions, or requests that your party members call out in the heat of battle. Successfully responding to them triggers various useful boons. When an ally issues a soul voice prompt, arts on your palette will match the prompt's color will be highlighted. If you use an art that's highlighted, you will succeed in the prompt. You and the prompt's issuer will gain some HP and receive a beneficial effect, and your affinity with that ally will improve. Okay, that's pretty cool. So, while exploring Mira, I guess Mira is the name of the planet we're on, we may find treasure in different forms. We can approach a treasure and hold down A to obtain items, credits, experience, and or BP. Now, if you guys have never watched a Let's Play series from me before, I should reintroduce myself. My name is Tallara, the self-proclaimed loot goblin. So if there is loot to be found, I guarantee you we will be looking for it to the best of our abilities. Now, I do see on the mini-map there's these little yellow boxes. I'm wondering, is that indications of loot? Let's see. This is a life pod. Oh, interesting. So you have to hold down A here to access it, and then we got some treasure. I guess the person in there was dead, but we took their money and equipment, so, you know, it's not going to waste. Right? Reduce, reuse, recycle, and all that good stuff. Dang, there are a ton of life pods around here, actually, and like Elma indicated, I guess many of them didn't survive. Nice, we did get to level 2 just from looting. Now this is my kind of game. Looting stuff gives you experience? Yes, please. What is this crystal thing? We got a fuel tank, okay. Now there's a pebble blotta over here. These are tinier bugs. It looks like, oh, I can switch between ranged attacks and melee attacks. Okay, interesting. Cool, so I've got a little proto knife that we can pull out, which doesn't seem to do nearly as much damage as the rifle, so I'll probably go back to the rifle. But first, we took down that bug. We get its treasure, tatty insect wings and black bata wings. Not sure what, if anything, we'll do with that, but anywho. The more bugs we take down, the more experience we get, the more loot we get. We actually got a new art from that last battle as well. Chrome armor, which grants physical resistance up, which could certainly come in handy. Oh, so that's what they were talking about when Elma might call out things in battle. So if I hadn't just used assault armor immediately before she called it out, we could have used it there, and it would have given us both a bonus. I gotcha. We'll figure this all out slowly and steadily. Alright. That's enough bugs for now. Let's keep moving. We've got some higher level bugs up here and bigger bugs. Ugh. And what is that? It's like a giant slug. Oh, is this new world just inhabited by disgusting things? They really snore a lot too, don't they? Alright, you know what? I'm gonna let them sleep. We're gonna go for a swim. Keep moving up the other bank. Obviously, the biggest appeal of Xenoblade Chronicles to most gamers are their vast open worlds. Every single title is known for its beautiful open worlds, and I absolutely love the sense of adventure that the games normally give. So for me personally, I am so excited to explore another beautiful open world that I've never explored before. That's one of the main draws to me for checking out Xenoblade Chronicles X for the first time. You guys will have to let me know down in the comments. Are you guys new to Xenoblade Chronicles X, or did you get the opportunity to play it back on the Wii U? It feels like the parties are pretty split. There's a lot of people I talk to who are kind of old hands at the game at this point, and who have been enjoying it for many years, and then there's many people like me who have kind of been waiting for an opportunity to play the game, so it's pretty cool that what may be the Nintendo Switch's final major release is a Xenoblade Chronicles game, because one of the Nintendo Switch's first major releases was a Xenoblade Chronicles game. So you could say that the life cycle of the Nintendo Switch as a console was sort of bookended by Xenoblade games, which is very, very cool. Of course, Monolith Soft, the developer behind Xenoblade Chronicles, is also responsible in part for many of the other Nintendo Switch's biggest titles, most importantly Breath of the Wild. Apparently they lended a hand to the creation of the open world in Breath of the Wild, so you could say that they're kind of known for their open world games and creation.
The rain's starting to let up, just in time for sunrise. Follow me. I promise you're gonna love this.
Wow. It's a good thing that rain cleared up, because look at that view. My mouth is as agape as my characters right now. That is beautiful. And again, one of the things that I love Xenoblade for the most are these beautiful, unique open worlds that present stunning views such as this. What is that thing? That's not a bug. That is some sort of dinosaur. This is a very unique planet we have found ourselves on, isn't it? We're not on Earth anymore, folks. Wow.
Pretty wild, huh?
Yep.
They're all indigenous, as far as we can tell. We need to learn to play nice with these guys if we're going to try and coexist together.
I just gushed over the beautiful views, but can we also take a second to appreciate the audio? This music! Wow. They are certainly setting the stage for what I expect to be a grand adventure. Can't wait to explore every nook and cranny of this planet with you.
We call this planet Mira. You won't find it on any star chart. But it's our new home.
Wow.
Recognize the habitat unit? That's where we're headed. Watch yourself. That first step's a doozy. We can jump if you like. You could handle the fall. But the indigents down there are another story. Some big, some mean, all nasty. Given our options, the high road here would be the safer way to go, relatively speaking. That said, whichever way you want to go, I'll follow your lead. You decide.
Alright. More tool tips. Enemy detection types. Certain enemies you find on Mira will attack you as soon as they detect you. You can tell an enemy's detection type by the icon next to their name. Note, enemies with a level much lower than yours will not attack unprovoked. Non-aggression is no icon, aka will not attack unless you attack it. Visual, which looks like that little eyeball, will react when you enter its field of vision. And auditory, which looks like that little sound wave icon, will react when you wander too close to it. So all of that's good to keep in mind as we explore here. Some monsters, it doesn't matter if we walk right past them. Other ones, we might want to give them a bit of leeway unless we're looking for a battle. Elma says if we want to reach the habitat before sundown, we'll need to pick up the pace and start sprinting. Sprinting is good for times when you need to get somewhere in a hurry or when you need to break out of an especially hairy situation. Alright, cool. So, the habitat, I suppose, is this big spot over here with the United States stamp on the side. We're getting a bunch of other tips added. And then let's sprint. Okay, so looks like other humans have been out and about setting up outposts. This is Shadow Rise, BC. That's the White Whale's habitat unit there to the east. If you keep proceeding along the cliff top, you should reach it without much difficulty. Okay, perfect, thank you. Oh, we can use these habitats to change the time of day. Okay, cool. Awesome. Now, as is usually the case for Xenoblade Chronicles games, there may be some high-level monsters around here. One of the funniest things about Xenoblade is it is not uncommon for you to be wandering around the starting area and come across a level 70, a level 80 monster. I have a feeling those giant dinos over there are going to be going to fit that definition, so we're certainly going to give them a wide berth. These ones up ahead, though, these are only level 2 and level 3, so we'll take them out. There's some sort of weird pig hybrid thing? I don't know. Brass Femina Suid. I'm sure I absolutely butchered that pronunciation, but I'll have you know, I tried my best. So another thing that I've always loved about the Xenoblade franchise is not only those sprawling open worlds, but also the combat system. It's not your typical turn-based combat system, but it's also not your typical action-oriented system. It's somewhere in between, and I've always found it extremely unique. The thing I've always compared it to is the combat system in an MMO, such as World of Warcraft. It feels very similar to that, with using your arts and abilities on cooldowns being a big part of the combat. And as a long-time World of Warcraft player, well, you can say I'm a fan of that combat, so... Right away, we're also seeing some arts that I recognize. Slit Edge is an art that Shulk had in the very first Xenoblade Chronicles game, and it counts on your positioning. So Slit Edge, if you do it from the side of the enemy, it'll boost damage. So sometimes positioning is important. It looks like I have a mixture of sort of range skills and melee skills, which is something that's quite different. Usually you're only kind of one or the other, but you can switch at will between your gun or your knife. And there you have it. Big Piggy is down, and we got to level 3. We actually picked up some stuff that we should take a look at. We got some new stuff. Ooh, I skipped one of those things, but that's okay. We'll learn about TP gain instead. A weapon's TP gain rating is a value that broadly indicates how easy it will be to build up TP while fighting with it equipped. Okay. Oh, okay, so we've got a power rating, which is its base damage rating, and a TP gain rating. So I guess some weapons are more suited to you gaining experience points. We might need to look into that a little bit more. So I picked up Dual Swords, Advanced Iron Blades, which is basically an increase in absolutely everything, but unfortunately, I'm unable to equip it with the current class, which is interesting because then, obviously, that indicates that there are different classes, just like, you know, most RPGs that we know. So we did pick up an Advanced Storm Assault Rifle, which is an upgrade over the Proto Assault Rifle, so we'll put that on. And then we picked up some good new equipment as well. And one thing I really like is when games show the equipment on your character. There's nothing worse, in my opinion, than getting a brand new piece of equipment and equipping it and your character doesn't look any different. I really like when the equipment changes you make are reflected visually in your character. And that is the case here. We've got prototype bodywear that we can put on. We've got a prototype sleeve that we can put on. Oh, those are the ones we already had on. And we've got prototype boots, which are a little bit of an upgrade in terms of physical resistance as well. So let's equip all of that stuff. Obviously, there's lots of other stuff here as well. Looks like there's also not only ground gear, which affects your stats, but fashion gear. That's how you're able to change your party member's appearance without affecting the gear they've actually got equipped, so that's always nice, in case you're worried about your fashion. And here is our arts palette, so I guess we can upgrade each individual ability. We've got knife arts and assault rifle arts, 2 different trees, so that's good to know. Let's upgrade our flame grenade, because I feel like that's been pretty good so far. And then let's upgrade one of our physical abilities too. Assault hammer we can upgrade. And then I'll leave the rest of our points for right now until I get a better handle on our situation. Under the skills menu, it doesn't look like we have any skills unlocked, but these skills appear to be synced up with different classes. We've got Striker, Samurai, Gunner, Duelist, and Shield Trooper, Bastion Warrior, Commando, Winged Viper. Oh my god. Holy crap, is that how many classes are in this game? Wow, that's a lot. Okay, we'll put a pin in that for now. Yes, here are the classes. So right now I'm a Drifter. The class you start out with, it offers a balanced variety of arts but provides no stat bonuses. And then it appears at some point we'll have to make a selection between Striker, Commando, Enforcer, and then from there everything branches off even further. So presumably we'll get to that within time, but for now let's not overwhelm ourselves and let's continue making our way to the habitat. En route, we're gonna have a few more things to fight like this. What the heck is this thing? I don't even have a comparable for this. This is a snail, giraffe, squid, alien mutant, aka Woodlapix. Alright, pretty cool. Probably a good idea to use a ranged weapon here when we're dealing with someone this tall.
Close in and seal the deal.
Ooh. That did so much damage. Okay, so I died. It says you'll be respawned at the last landmark you visited. Do you want to return now? Well, I'm wondering if we wait, will Elma eventually just kill this thing? It doesn't look like she's doing enough damage. I can't heal you. I'm dead, Elma. Read the room. Alright, I guess I'll respawn. Well, there you have it, folks. There's our first death in Xenoblade Chronicles X. The first of many, I'm sure. That thing packed an absolute punch, and unfortunately for us, it respawned us all the way up here. Alright, let's keep moving. So as I'm coming down this incline, this time around, it's now nighttime, and look at this. That is the most beautiful night sky and giant celestial body I've ever seen. It looks like this world has two moons, one much closer than the other, and that is just breathtaking. Oh, no way. Oh my god. Never mind. It has three moons. I cannot believe this whole time I was looking that way and not this way. We've got an even bigger moon, folks. That's actually kind of funny. There are three moons. Big, medium, small. There are four moons. How many moons? 5 moons. Oh my... Okay. 5 moons that I can see. There's probably more. Everywhere I look, there's a new moon. This is wow. Oh my goodness, I am just blown away. That is maybe one of the most beautiful night skies I've ever seen in a video game. If Xenoblade Chronicles X was aiming to make an early first impression, they've certainly done it here with that dramatic opening and then this beautiful landscape that you're met with right away. This has been pretty cool, actually. Alright, because it is night, there are new types of monsters out, including these bat-like things called the Nocturnal Vespers that are blocking our path. Get rid of them nice and quick. No, they didn't. Let's move. Great work, team. Alright. Unless I get distracted by any more moons, we should be able to get down to the habitat now. Alright, here we are. We're approaching the habitat now. You can see how large it actually is. All these green crystals sort of exploding out of it are interesting. I'm not sure if it landed on some sort of crystal deposit or what. Looks like we're heading into another cutscene.
Looks a lot bigger up close, doesn't it?
Definitely.
And this was just the habitat unit. The white whale was one hell of a ship. Until it all came crashing down, at least. That's the west gate. It's closed off now for security reasons. But we've repurposed a freight elevator that will get us inside. Grexes. And they're riled. We can't leave them roaming here. Not this close to the gate. We're gonna have to take them down. You ready?
Alright. It feels like a weird time for us to learn about melee and ranged weapons, seeing as I fought a multitude of monsters getting down here. But anywho, it says the weapons you use on foot are split between melee and ranged weapons. You can switch between them with X. Melee weapons can only attack at close range, but tend to do more damage per hit. Ranged weapons can attack at range, tend to hit multiple times, but damage per hit tends to be lower. When you use an art, you'll automatically switch over to the weapon that the art is associated with. Your melee weapon for melee weapon arts, and your ranged weapon for ranged weapon arts. Fair enough. Arts which are assigned with the weapon you're currently wielding, melee or range, will continue their cooldown even after they're ready to use. This is called secondary cooldown. Arts used at a full secondary cooldown will have a greatly increased effect. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, we've got lots of monsters here. This is actually a little bit terrifying. Elder Grex, along with Calogrex and Calogrex. I don't know. I don't even know which one to start with. Choose your poison, I guess. Alright, so it looks like toppling enemies is going to be a viable strategy for us in a lot of these fights. We're going to want to knock some of these big guys down. Ow!
I should heal up first. Slide, nice. Move in and do some damage.
Make sure I keep putting chrome armor up because I don't want to get overwhelmed by these guys.
You're freaking out. Topple them with gunfire. Strength comes from
There we go. 2 down? Only 1 left. Thank God we have Elma on our side, or we never would have even made it to the city. She has been absolutely carrying this fight, which makes sense. She is level 6, we're only level 4, but still. You gotta give credit where credit is due. Alright, down they go. Whew.
It's a shame we had to settle near so much wildlife. Luckily, some species aren't so hostile, but they aren't necessarily friendly either. I've come to learn that there's a fine line between self-defense and provoking a fight. We need to walk that line. All right, let's head in. Who knows? Maybe seeing the inside will jog your memory.
Alright, let's grab our battle spoils. And now we can finally head into the city where we finally get a new tip about classes as well. A character's class defines their fighting style, dictating the weapons they use and their basic stats, as well as what arts and skills they can learn. Okay, that sounds about right. I guess at some point we will be able to change our class, but first things first, we gotta actually get into the city. Looks like before we go into the city proper, we're going up on this big crane here though first. There's someone here named Piers. Hello.
Thanks.
Oh, hello. You must be the new friend that Colonel Elma mentioned in her report. Having just woken up after all that time, I'm sure you're dying to get home and take a shower. Unfortunately, the west gate is closed at the moment. If you want to enter the city, you'll need to use the elevator at the top of the stairs. They'll probably open the gate soon, thanks to the great work you guys did killing the monsters that were causing all that trouble. But until then, you'll have to forgive the inconvenience. Please understand. Sure, I understand, but let's go up and see if there's anything we can do to speed things along. Hello, is the elevator back in service yet? Oh, I guess it's back in service right now. Alright, cool. So instead of going through the front gate, we'll instead take the elevator up to the very top of the structure. How do we get... Oh, I get off back here, sorry. Get a beautiful view. Another thing that's just so impressive is, you know, people have always talked about the Nintendo Switch being an underpowered system compared to its rivals in the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. But the fact that it can produce these types of stellar open worlds with no loading screens, and I mean, I know we're still early in, so my experience may change, but so far, no other technical issues, everything runs real smooth and awesome, is just a testament to Monolith Soft as a developer. If you want to make great games on the Nintendo Switch, you can do so, and Monolith Soft has proved that time and time again through its work on Breath of the Wild and then on its Xenoblade Chronicles games. So impressive.
Not too shabby, huh? For a giant beached spaceship, anyway. But, like it or not, this place is our home now. We took the name from the city it was modeled after back on Earth. . We call it New Los Angeles. Welcome to NLA.
And so it was that another survivor came to join our band of refugees. Together, we resolved to forge a new way of life here on Mira, come what may. New LA was our beautiful lie to ourselves. Truth is, we were adrift, heading into the unknown. Our native home was gone, swallowed in a shroud of light. And our future was uncertain. We had no idea what fate lay in store for us. Only that we had to keep living in order to see it.
Wow, and there you have it, folks, the prologue of Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. If that wasn't a hell of a first look at a game, I don't know what is. I am so excited to continue playing this. Wow. Let's save our progress. We'll call it a day here. Thank you all so much for watching this first chapter of what is going to be quite a long series, I would have to imagine. If this is like any of the other Xenoblade games, we've got a long game in store for us. So I hope to see you guys back here soon as we continue our journey through Xenoblade Chronicle X, and thanks again for watching.